I still... Hi, Facebook. One sec. That's embarrassing, especially when I was gonna just quickly say my 2 cents about Iwata-san. I am devastated that he's gone. The world is, like, verifiably a worse place without him. And his death will probably linger on in our hearts for weeks. And my love goes out to his family, those at Nintendo, his work family, and just everyone who was touched by his work with Nintendo. But let's try to move on past these terrible things, these sad, horrible things, to something a bit better and something I think he would support, which is gamers, or just even anyone who has any passing interest in games, connecting on some level through games. Games, like this NES Collection. That turn was actually pretty good job. I'm proud of you, Sean. So let's talk about it. So yeah, it's a collection video, and I don't really have these in any particular order. I just kind of pulled them out of the milk crate that they're in because I'm currently living with someone, and anyways, I don't really have like shelves right now, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna go from my NES collection. None of these are from when, like, the first time my family had an NES, because like all those got sold in yard sale years ago, and then I got an NES later in life, and then it ended up getting sold also. And then yeah, so we have this. Basically, NES got sold twice. All the games got sold twice, and I have since recollected some, and like let's just get through it. Oh, starting off with the original Mega Man game. I've never actually played through this yet. I recently picked this up along with the rest of Mega Man's 1 through 6 for the NES. So now I have 2 copies of Mega Man 3, so that's something to keep track of. But no, I got all of these at the same time. They're in varying conditions. I've always liked the Mega Man franchise, 2 and 3 being my favorite because they're the ones I spent the most time with. Growing up, when I did have the NES, I played it a lot. They were like my first real introduction to the Mega Man games outside of Mega Man Legends for the PlayStation 1. And they were like my first introduction to the classic style Mega Man games. I really got into them really quickly. And I was just like, yeah, 2 and 3, they're freaking awesome. And so, yeah, I haven't touched 4 or 5 or 6 yet whatsoever. But I want to like get a chance to like sit down and try and stream me playing through them all, maybe at some point, something like that. I don't know, but I do know that like they're Capcom's glory days. They are all great games. Like I played like a little tiny bit of the original Mega Man at one point in my life, and I've played like I've beaten these both 100%. Fucking loved every second of it. They were great. Really excited to dig into these other classics. I keep messing up the camera angle here. But yeah, Mega Man. Good times. Okay, so I've never played either of these whatsoever. Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2. Once again, I picked these up. Like these 6 things, I basically found them in a box. Like that was so like they're not in the best condition ever. Like I really wish there wasn't like all of this damage on this card. Like I want to repair it somehow. But I don't even know if it works yet. Like it's so recent. I haven't had a chance to hook up my NES since I last moved, and I found these. So hopefully they both work. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden series, I've never personally played. I know they're really great, really hard platformers, and I've watched a Let's Play by Proton John, one of my favorite Let's Player, besides myself, of course. Anyway, I've watched the Let's Play of Proton John play through all 3 of them, and they look like really sick games. They look like they're above my skill level, to be completely completely honest. But I'm just glad to have them in the collection, and I know they're a part of gaming history, and they're probably like some of the future like Xbox 360 / PlayStation 3 titles in the Ninja Gaiden series, and I enjoyed that time. They're like obviously a slightly different beast of a game with 3D controls alone, but and 6 or 7. This is yeah, there you go. Now I have some more headroom. The 6 or 7 generations between them, but yeah, I'm just moving these over. Ninja Gaiden, and let's keep on going. All right, next one is Hook for the NES. I got it for $5. I remember having, well, not having, like, I remember borrowing a Hook game for the Super Nintendo when I was like in elementary school, and I remember really enjoying that at the time. That's the only real reason I can justify picking it up. It was $5. I was like, hey, look, this looks mildly interesting. It would be nice to have in the collection. So I picked it up, and I haven't played it yet because in the next few videos you'll see I have a lot of games. A lot of games. Speaking of having a lot of games, the original Super Mario Brothers was actually less than the $3.54 it's saying. It was like I got it for $1 at this local pawn shop back in Fredericton, Digital World. I really recommend it. Like, you can get some great prices there, and also Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. When I was growing up, I had the 3-pack, Mario Bros, Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet. But now, well, it's Mario. What can I say? It's freaking Super Mario Brothers. The game that started entire freaking, it started a legacy. It started Nintendo's legacy as a home console franchise. Like, they set the stage for platformers, and nothing has set the stage more since then. They did the exact same thing with 3D platformers. It's the original Mario Brothers game. There's not much to say. It hasn't been said 100-fold. Duck Hunt is a good time. I don't have a CRT, unfortunately, so I currently can't play it. I do have a Zapper. It's somewhere in a bag or a box packed. I'm in like a transitioning phase where like I moved somewhere temporarily, but it's like, so I haven't really unpacked because of that. So, like, there's some ambiguity where some of my stuff is, but this is my entire NES collection, I can tell you that much. Moving on, Super Mario Brothers 2, or as some people would demand I call it Doki Doki Panic. And also, I have 2 copies of the original Mario Brothers. I don't know how this happened. But I just saw it on top of there, and I had to point it out right now. This is what happens when you don't stack your games in a logical order. You get distracted like that. But anyways, yeah, Mario Bros. 2, vertical platforming. I've read a lot of dev stories about this game, and it's really interesting to think about, like, how Miyamoto had started out being like, hey, let's make a vertical platformer. And then they were frustrated, and the way they were doing it with Mario wasn't really working. And then Doki Doki Panic came out, and that was really popular, and they wanted to bring it up west. But the actual Mario Bros. 2 they made, they were like, this is not different enough for a Western audience. So, like, they slapped the Mario sprites on, and it became a part of the Mario legacy. And I mean, Shy Guys are now a Mario enemy. Like, people don't sing Doki Doki Panic. I don't even think people in Japan sing Doki Doki Panic when they see a Shy Guy. They sing the Mario franchise. But it all started with something else, and that's interesting. I'd like to see Wart in something else. Like, bring Wart back. Like, I'll admit I haven't played through New Super Mario, or New Super Mario World, Super Mario 3D World, so he might be in there, but as far as I know, he isn't. But I would love to see Wart. I'd love to see Wart show up in a new Mario game and be like, hey, remember me? Well, I left Subcon. I don't know. I'm not a Mario writer. But no, like, seriously, he was an interesting enemy. I feel like it's a shame they've never brought him back. But I really like the game. Me and my brother, me and my brother used to play it a bunch way back when. On the Super Nintendo card version, the Super Mario All-Stars, there was a lot of fun there. Anyway, moving on. Next we've got Double Dragon, the first super popular like kind of beat 'em up game on the NES, and it was good. I mean, I suck at beat 'em ups. I really, really, I'm gonna just move these. I really suck at beat 'em ups, so I've never even made it past like stage 3. But I have. I've had a lot of fun playing it nonetheless. I've probably put, like, when I was a kid, I probably put, like, 40, 50, 60 hours, and I only ever made it to the 3rd stage. So, like, there's something to say about those original designs. I actually kind of dislike the whole, like, level thing they added to the NES version. I kind of wish we had got more, the raw, like, you can do everything from the get-go experience that you had on the arcade machine. I find it kind of weird that there's more gating on the NES port than there is on the arcade machine when the arcade machine is trying to get your quarters. So that's kind of weird, but it's a great game. It started a series of great games. I'd love to see. Well, they've made more, but like I didn't see another one on Nintendo console. I don't know. I wouldn't mind going and playing Double Dragon Neo Zeo Tropicana Twist or whatever. The only thing I know about it is that one frame where the woman's like punching the guy in the balls and there's like purple lightning and stuff going on in the background. I'm like, okay, this game looks intense. It's got lots of juice, so that's interesting. World-class track meet. I unfortunately don't have the power pad, so I can't actually play it. I remember I did have a power pad as a kid. I don't know whatever happened to it. It must have got yard saled or something. I'll have to pick it up eventually. But, yeah, one of my profs at the university, she was talking once about, like, handwriting, and, like, I just like, yeah, I totally did that as a kid. Like, because, like, you were supposed to, like, get up and be like, oh, on the power pad or whatever. But, like, no, we didn't do that. We got down on our hands and knees. We slapped the pad. You got so much more speed out of it. And, in a way, it was a lot more fun. Hello? I hear people upstairs all the time, and it totally freaks me out. I hate living in a basement apartment. I cannot wait to not be living below someone anymore. But I digress. It was like your early stage, like getting around motion gaming. Sets the stage for DDR. It was a great time when I was a kid. Love to get a power pad and like get someone to play with me again. It would be a good time. It would definitely be a good time. I'm hoping when I get to Waterloo that I can have some awesome retro gaming nights. That'd be nice. Power Blade. Oh my god, Power Blade. This is like, I don't know how well known this game really is. I feel like it's more well known than I think it is, but less well known than I'd like it to be. I had so many hours just playing this game as a child. I was bad at video games. I'm bad at video games now. I never beat it. But, like, so you're just like bionic commando kind of guy, and you've got this like boomerang, and you can upgrade the boomerang and stuff like that. And there's these different areas, and you have bosses. It's kind of like a Mega Man-y-ish. It was made by Taito. That says anything. I'm not sure if it was based on something. The guy on the front kind of looks like Schwarzenegger, but that might just be me. You be the judge. Tell me in the comments below. Does the guy on Power Blade look like Arnold Schwarzenegger? But it was a really fun game. You got like power-ups and stuff, and you get stronger. I think it was like a speed boost or something too. And you moved around, and like there was these 6 levels, and you had to beat the 6 levels so you can unlock the final stage. And I never unlocked the final stage, or I did, and I couldn't beat it either way. It's one of those two. But I know I never beat the game. It's a shame. It's like, again, this is a game I put like 60 hours of gameplay into. I don't even think I ever got to the final stage. If I did, it wasn't even legitimately. It was like through a passcode, because until they had a passcode system, so you could like, I'd be in this stage, but not this stage, that kind of deal, you know. NES games. Deja Vu. This was a game I was freaking obsessed with as a child, and I did not own it at all. I had like an NES. No. Well, I did have an NES, but that's not what I wanted to say. I had an issue of Nintendo Power that featured the game, and I was just like, I'd never been exposed to adventure games, even though we had a computer growing up, so I had a lot potential to access them, but I'd never seen an adventure game before. So like I saw this game and it looked so cool, and like I could like find stuff and like do all this puzzle solving by like using the keys or like shooting the gun on the lock. Like that was the thing I knew. It was like what I had to save the bullet in the gun for when I was in my office because I was gonna shoot. I had to shoot for that door. Like this is the thing I knew about this game just because I read like the Nintendo Power walkthrough like 100 times. Like literally, I would spin. Like, I would just be like, I'm gonna read that walkthrough for Deja Vu again. I would sit down in my room. I would open up that issue of Nintendo Power, and I'd be like, yeah. It felt like I was playing the game, and I was such a dork. I was the hugest dork ever. It was so embarrassing to share this story. But that's what happened. It was just like, yeah, that's the thing. So like I saw this for $10 at a pawn shop. I was like, yep, that's it. That's $10, not 110. I don't know why there's new ones on there. Anyway, so yeah, that like it. So I picked it up and then like I started playing it once, and then I did not play it for very long. I'm still dedicated to someday going back and beating it, but yeah. Startropics. This is another game where I have the same story, where I'd seen the walkthroughs in like Nintendo Power, and I was like, I need to play this game, and just yeah, it was great. It's really great. Got it for like $8 at a pawn shop. It was a really good deal. I've never actually played it on the NES. I actually am playing it on my Wii through the Virtual Console. That was mostly one of the reasons is because like my NES copy is kind of not in the best shape ever. So like putting stuff in NES is a lot more difficult because like you gotta wheel it and stuff. I know it's not like the best, but it works. It works. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the game. It's like super hard, way harder than I thought it was gonna be, and I'm bad at video games, so I haven't made it very far. In case you haven't been noticing a trend, I'm bad at video games, so I never beat them, and then I give up. I haven't put nearly as many hours into this, but it's just so many games now, and it's really hard for me to focus on one, and I feel really bad. Someday I'll probably beat it, and if I ever do, I'll make a tweet about it or something, probably. DuckTales! Well, I won't sing, but yeah, it's DuckTales. It was made by Capcom. It was a really fun game. They remastered it recently, I guess. I've heard mixed reviews about that. That was good or bad, so don't ask me because I don't know. But I had lots of fun. This is a game I got so close to beating, and like I spent hours upon hours, like sitting in the living room with NES controller, just trying to beat this game. And I remember getting to like Magic of the Spell, like right at the end, and just failing miserably every single time, not even getting one hit on her, and just being so frustrated, but just trying again, and I could never get back to her. Like after like I would have this like groove where I'd like just get through every level in one try, and I'd have like 3 lives, and I'd waste them all on her right at the end. It's like, oh. Was it Magic of the Spell? Yeah, it was Magic of the Spell. I'm pretty sure the final boss in that game is Magic of the Spell. But yeah, that's what happened. So, embarrassing truth. I picked this up thinking I was picking up Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, and I don't know, I can't read. I can't read. Like, clearly, that's a free, and clearly it says Dracula's Quest. It was $10 though, either way. I mean, it's a Castlevania game. I played the first Castlevania a little bit. I couldn't really get into it, honestly, but I mean, it's mostly just stairs, and apparently that's the thing to hate. I've resolved, I haven't put this in at all. Someday I will. I've only really recently touched, like, this is my story with Castlevania. I played Castlevania 64 as a child, rented it from like GameZilla, and loved it. Because I was a weird child who didn't understand what good video games were, I guess. I don't know. Or, I actually still kind of get a, like, weird joy from playing that game, as bad and clunky as it really is. But anyway, that was the only Castlevania game I played for the longest time, and like I went back and I played the original Castlevania, and I only very recently played like the most bare minimum of Symphony of the Night super recently. But yeah, so Castlevania 3, it's a game I just picked up because it was $10 at the pawn shop, and like, hey, that's nice to the collection. Wasn't the game I thought it was, but whatever. Batman for the NES by Sunsoft. It was a superhero game for the NES in the 80s. It was okay. Like, it was vaguely based on the movie. It's your like kind of typical beat 'em up thing. You're Batman, you're walking through. Like, it's a long way from like Batman at this point still has a long way to go till we get the Arkham games where his stuff really starts getting interesting. But no, yeah, it was okay. I never put much time into it. Honestly, now keep this a secret from like everyone. But I'm not really a fan of Batman. Like, not as much as everyone else. Don't get me wrong, he's a superhero, he's cool and all that, and I love the Arkham games, but I don't know, it wasn't enough to keep my attention, and like, if I had to choose between that Batman game and Double Dragon, I was gonna play Double Dragon. It was just that simple. Both of those are obviously games I've had since the childhood. So yeah, we've got a Dino Ricky. This was one of those games where like, it was like a top-down shooter kind of game, but you were a guy running instead of like a ship. But it's basically like a very early Galaga, I guess is the best way to put it, or something like that. So anyways, you're Ricky, and you can get power-ups, and you can move up and down the left and right on the screen, and up and down, and like shoot stuff, and basically the goal is not to die. Because you're just constantly moving. It doesn't really matter what you kill. You just, as long as you kill stuff and don't get hit. It was interesting. It was fun. Like, it wasn't a franchise that went anywhere, but it was a fun game nonetheless. So we got Dragon Warrior. The original, like the JRPGs. They pretty much started here, and it's a good game. It's a good game. I mean, it's hard, it's tough, it's unforgiving, it's super grindy, but when you consider the time, consider like the resources they have, like the fact that there was no precedent for RPGs before that point, inspired Final Fantasy, inspired so many things to come before. It's a franchise that's still going, and I always love Dragon Warrior games. Like every Dragon Warrior game, like I don't like grindy games, and they are like the grindiest of games. But I love Dragon Warrior. It's like this weird obsession. Like I've put in hundreds of hours in Dragon Warrior 7. I've played the first like 30 hours of Dragon Quest 8 too many times to admit. Someday I'll actually play through and beat that game, but that's a story for another day. Another collection video. I played like a bare minimum of Dragon Warrior. It's super grindy, it's super slow, and it's kind of hard to get into at this point without the nostalgia goggles, but like, I appreciate it from a historical perspective. Finally, another title game. Like, that is a company that's really fallen through the wayside nowadays. They have a lot of interesting games on the NES though. This is another one, The Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy. This is an interesting game. You played as Fred, and you're running around, and you're trying to rescue Dino and Hoppy. You go to these different areas, and you have a club you can swing, I believe so. I don't know, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I played this game, and I really haven't played it. But I do know, like, this is their game! I'm pretty sure I spent hundreds of hours on this game, and I never beat it. There's no save feature or anything. If you game over, you were back to the start. I remember it being a little ambiguous. Like, you had this map, and like it sprawled in multiple directions. I wasn't 100% sure what way you were supposed to go, and like I'd always get to like an ice level, and then the ice level would just kill me because that's what ice levels do, ice physics and that stuff. So there you have it. It's my NES collection. I didn't think I'd be able to talk about these that much, honestly. I love how they're like kind of in the frame now, and they started completely out of frame. Anyway, Why don't you tell me, what were some of your favorite NES stories? What were some of your favorite NES games? What did you have in this collection? What didn't you? Um, what had... Do you have a game where you just read Nintendo Power because you never actually played it? Is that just my story, or is that a shared experience? Tell me about it in the comments below. If you liked this video, click that like button. It really helps. If you want more content, consider tickling that subscribe button. Up next, I guess, would be the original Game Boy. I'll do the original Game Boy and the Super Nintendo because I have very little original Game Boy games and I have a lot of Super Nintendo games. That's how that's gonna go. Anyway, don't forget to be awesome. Keep on gaming. Have a great time. Talk to you later.